ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. శ్రీ గురు చరిత్ర చాప్టర్ 35. The young woman asked Sri Guru, "What is my future? How should I live hereafter? Please favor me with a mantra." Sri Guru said, "A wife should serve her husband devotedly. She needs no other advice or mantra. If a mantra is given to a woman, some calamity falls. This is evident from the tale of Kach Devayani. In olden days, the gods and demons were often at war. Sukracharya, the guru of the demons, would recite Mrutyunjay mantra and the dead demons would be made alive. Therefore, it was rather difficult for the gods to win the war. Indra, the king of the gods, went to Lord Shiva and told him this fact. Lord Shiva was very angry and he asked to call Sukracharya. Nandi, Sri Shiva's bull, went to Sukracharya, who was in meditation at that time. Nandi therefore held him in his mouth and brought him to Sri Shankar. Lord Shiva at once devoured him and held him in his stomach. After some days, Sukracharya came out of the body of Sri Shankar through his urine. He again started reciting Mrutyunjay mantra and brought the demons to life. Indra told Brihaspati, Guru of gods, about Amrita Sanjeevani mantra of Sukracharya and said, "The Guru of the demons makes them alive with the help of this mantra. You being the Guru of the gods, why should you not protect the gods?" Brihaspati said, "If Sanjeevani mantra is heard by 6 years, it will lose its importance. So it would be better to send someone as a pupil to learn the mantra from Sukracharya. Let my son Kach be sent to him. He will learn the mantra and return." Kacha took leave from the gods and came to Sukracharya. He bowed to him and stood before him. Sukracharya inquired who he was and why he had to come to him. Kacha replied, "I am a Brahmin Kumar. Hearing your fame, I have came to learn at your feet." Sukracharya's only daughter Devayani was standing by her father. She liked the Brahmin youth and requested her father Sukracharya to accept him as his student. Sukracharya agreed and Kacha started staying with him. The demons did not approve as they suspected that the gods would learn the Sanjeevani mantra from Sukracharya and then it would be impossible for them to win a victory over them. Therefore, when Kacha had been to the forest for bringing Darba, the demons killed him. In the evening, when Kacha did not return home, Devayani requested her father to bring him home soon. Sukra by intuition knew that Kacha was dead. He recited Sanjeevani mantra and brought him to life. Kacha then came home. Once again, when Kacha had been to the forest, the demons killed him and the pieces of the body were thrown in all directions. Devayani again showed anxiety for Kacha. Sukra again recited Sanjeevani mantra and brought him to life. As Devayani was only daughter and Sukracharya had great affection for her, the demons now contrived to kill Kacha on Ekadasi fast day. They then mixed his flesh in wine and offered it to Sukracharya for drinking. For the third time, when Kacha was missing, Devayani wept and requested him to bring him to life. Sukracharya realized that Kacha was not seen anywhere, but he was in his belly. He told Devayani that Kacha was in his belly and if he is taken out, he himself would die. Devayani said, "You are bringing to life all people and saying that you would die. How can this be possible? Kacha is my soul. If he does not come back, I will give up my life." Sukracharya said, "Besides myself, none else knows Sanjeevani mantra. There is a condition that this mantra should not be divulged to anyone. If it is heard by 6 years, that means 3 persons, it will lose its effect. This is a problem with me." Devayani said, "Teach me the mantra, I shall recite it and make you alive." Sukracharya said, "The Shastras prohibit telling a mantra to a woman." Devayani, who was greatly dejected, said, "Then you may live with your mantra happily. I will give up my life. Saying so, she fell on the ground senselessly. Sukracharya brought her to consciousness and gave her the Sanjeevani mantra. While he was reciting the mantra, Kacha, who was in Sukracharya's belly, also heard it. Sukracharya recited the mantra and Kacha came out of his body, tearing his belly. Consequently, Sukracharya fell dead. Then Devayani recited the mantra third time and Sukracharya became alive. Thus Kacha heard the mantra thrice and made it by heart. Now Kacha folded his hands and said to Sukracharya, I have studied at your house so far. The demons do not allow me to live here peacefully. Kindly therefore allow me to go to home now. Devayani interpreted, I have made you alive thrice. I love you. You should marry me. Kacha said, being the daughter of my Guru, you are my sister. You made me alive from time to time, and so you are like my mother. If I marry you, people will blame me. Hearing this, Devayani felt sorry and at the same time she was enraged. She cursed him. Your learning will be futile. You will forget all that you have learned. Kacha said, you have cursed me in vain. You will marry a person other than a Brahmin. Your father has taught you Sanjeevani mantra against the rules of Shastras. Hence, it will not work now. Saying this, Kacha went away. Seeing that Kacha had returned, Indra and other gods were delighted. Sri Guru said, for a woman, service of her husband is the principal mantra. She should obey him and observe vrata, etc. with his consent only. The young woman requested Sri Guru to suggest some vrata. Sri Guru said, I will tell you a vrat by which your saubhagya will be perpetual and your husband will get prosperity. This vrat was told by Suta Mahamuni to Rishis in former days. In this vrata, you have to worship Lord Shiva on every Monday. Observe fast on that day and keep control over your senses. This vrat can be observed by the married women, Kumaris, widows, young and old persons of both sexes. Chaitravarma was a pious king in former times. He had a daughter named Simantini, who was very beautiful and good-natured. One astrologer had said that all the stars in her horoscope were good, but she would be a widow at the age of 14. The king and others were extremely pained to hear this. Once Simantini visited Maitrayani, wife of Yajnavalkya, and requested her, kindly tell me a means by which my saubhagya will be perpetual. Mantrayani then told her to observe Somvar Vrat on every Monday and said, by observance of this vrat, your desires will be fulfilled and you will get all prosperity. Simantini therefore began to observe this vrat devotedly. Simantini was married to Chitrangad, son of Indrasen of the famous Mahipal family. With due festivities, they lived happily for some days. Once he went to Kalindi river with some friends. They were travelling in a ferry boat. All of a sudden, the boat sank in the river. Even after diligent search, no trace of Chitrangada was found. Simantini and her parents were greatly shocked to know this. Indrasen and his wife were deeply grieved. He lost interest in the affairs of his kingdom. Taking this opportunity, his enemies grabbed the throne and put Indrasen and his wife in jail. Simantini resolved to observe Sati as per the religious rule of a devoted wife. But as the dead body of her husband was not found, she could not observe the Sati rite as per Shastras. So, she was prevented from the observance of Sati. Srimantini continued her Somvar Vrat and worshipped Lord Shiva. When Chitrangada was drowned, he was taken by the Nagakanyas to Vasuki in Patal, in a beautiful city with buildings glittering with precious stones. The gate of the city was golden and all persons in it were like serpents. Takshak, the king with 1,000 hoods, was sitting on a bright throne. Chitrangada was brought before him. Takshak inquired about him with affection and assured him about his safety and asked him to live there happily. After some days, Chitrangada requested Takshak, I am the only son to my parents. I am recently married and my wife Srimantini is only 14 years of age. My parents' wife and mother and father-in-law must be mourning deeply for me. So kindly arrange to send me to them very soon. Takshak gave him nectar to drink and offered him costly cloths, ornaments and precious stones. He also gave him a swift horse and a Nagkumar to accompany him. They instantly appear on the bank of Kalindi, where accidentally it being Monday, Srimantini also had come there with her female attendants for bath. It was the very place where Chitrangada was drowned. Looking at him, Srimantini said to her attendants, Who is this celestial person coming out of the water? I remember to have seen him before. Please inquire. Chitrangada looked at Srimantini and began to think, She appears like my dear wife. But how is it that she was no Mangalasutra around her neck and kumkum on her forehead? He descended from the horse, came near Srimantini and inquired about her with affection. Srimantini was ashamed to see him come near. She told her attendants to narrate her account. The attendants told him, 3 years before, her husband was drowned here in this river. She is continuing her Somvar Vrat in grief. And today being Monday, she has came here for bath. Her husband's kingdom has been grabbed by his enemies and they have put her mother and father-in-law in jail. Srimantini then asked, May I know who you are, God or Gandharva? Why are you inquiring about me? She recollected the face of her husband and began to mourn. Seeing her dejected, Chitrangada held her in his hand in affection and told in her ears in a low voice, You need not mourn. Your husband will meet you on the 3rd day. But do not disclose this to anybody. He rode the horse and went away with Nagakumar to see his parents. When he and Nagakumar reached the outskirts of the city, Nagakumar entered the city and told the ruler, Chitrangada has returned from Patal with an assurance of assistance from Takshak. Reinstall Indrasen on the throne with honor, otherwise you are doomed. The ruler was alarmed. He released Indrasen from jail and seated him on the throne with honor. Indrasen embraced Chitrangada with affection. A message of joy was sent to Chitravarma, who with Srimantini and others was greatly rejoiced to hear the news. Indrasen started with his Prafarilia to meet Chitravarma ceremoniously. Again a ceremony like wedding was celebrated and Chitrangada and Srimantini met each other. Chitrangada offered the ornaments, precious stones, fruits of Kalpataru, etc. brought from Takshak to Srimantini. She attained all this glory due to observance of the Somvar Vrat with great devotion. As advised by Sri Guru, the young couple started observing Somvar Vrat. Their parents also came there, bowed to Sri Guru, and were glad to see the good health of the couple by the grace of Sri Guru. They gave much in charity. They all returned to their place. The couple later on had some issues. They used to come to see Sri Guru every year and had all prosperity. Thus, Chapter 35 completed. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.